So here we are in the ninth inning. The Mets are tied the game up in the eighth inning. This is the Mets against the Blue Jays. I don't know how this game's going to end, so you're going to just sort of watch with me. I recorded this. I've done this before. I did this a lot last year. The big game that we did last year together was the big home run that Pete Alonso hit. The Mets offense was pretty bad tonight. 0 for 10 going into the eighth inning with men on base. But Jesse Winker has had a big night. He had a 2-run triple in the eighth inning to get the Mets tied. And then we had this sort of hairy situation with Edwin Diaz and the bases loaded. But we got a man on second and third. But here's Brett Beatty up at the plate. Strike one. Now, he had a hit in this game, but he got basically toyed by Chris Bassett, the former Met. Mark Vientos, which you saw as one of the shorts, if you saw it, was that Vientos broke an 0 for 17 drought that he was in. Strike two, foul ball by Beatty. But he had a hit in the seventh inning. But the two big at-bats in this game that led to the two-run triple was obviously Lindor walking, leading off the inning in the eighth inning, and Soto getting a single. It hasn't looked good right now. He's pressing. He's pressing. So here's the next pitch to Beatty. Is Sandlin, ball 1-2 outside. Bassett just carved up the Mets tonight, and they certainly carved up Beatty tonight, and Vientos. Made it look really, really bad tonight, in my opinion. So we'll see how this inning goes. Ball 2 outside. A lot of people at the ballpark tonight. And the weather's been really lousy here today. It was really lousy. All day, really. But certainly tonight. Very cold tonight. Supposed to get very heavy rain later. Ball 3 inside. So he's in the driver's seat. Does not want to walk him here. And I really like if the Mets end this game right now. And that way we don't have to go to the 10th inning. Have to deal with the stupid ghost runner for the 10th inning. Here's the pitch to Beatty. Fouls it off. Out front. Was a good pitch to hit. That was really in on his hands. But Griffin Canning pitched tonight. He was okay. He pitched threw a lot of pitches in that second inning, and that put him behind the 8 ball. And the Mets had to take him out in the 5th inning. Jose Buto came in. Razagan Brazabon pitched really well tonight. Here's the pitch to Beatty. 3-2 pitch. Big pitch here. Ground ball to second. Yeah, typical Beatty. Pathetic. They kept saying tonight, and Ron, I totally disagree with Ron tonight. Totally disagree with Ron. I love Ron Darling doing the games, but he's totally wrong, folks, about Beatty facing against Bassett. That's a terrible matchup for Bassett. I mean, Bassett versus Beatty and Bassett versus Vientos. Young hitters don't do well against him because he's able to pinpoint that whatever his pitch is to the 4 quadrants of the plate, up, down, left and right. I mean, he can hit it any part of the plate. And it just wasn't a good matchup for those two in particular, and it showed tonight. Now, Jose Siri is up. I'd like to see him get more than one hit this season. Ball 2. Coming into the game, Vientos was 1 for 17, Beatty 1 for 14, and Siri 1 for 12. And he got a walk tonight, too, which is amazing in his previous at-bat. Here's the pitch. It's 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle. Took it right down the middle, man. You can't take that down. This is an aggressive hitter. He took it down the middle. You take it down the middle, man. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Mets lineup certainly misses Francisco Alvarez and Jeff McNeil, I'll say that. Certainly missed them at the bottom of this lineup right now. And here's the pitch. Ball 3. Jose Torrens is going to be up next. He did not start the game. They scratched him before the game he was supposed to start, but they brought him in. Hayden Sanger came in, started the game. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. So the Mets got the winning run on base. We got Torrens up, and then of course Francisco Lindor up after him. We'll see how Torrens does here because he has an injury to his forearm, had a contusion. See if he can hit. Now, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. A lot of people have been coming in here, and I thank you a lot because of certainly because of the highlights. So if you're watching for highlights, thank you for watching and stick around. Boy, oh boy, that's a big lead. I wonder if he'll be stealing in this spot. I wonder if he'll be stealing in this position. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Got to be aggressive late in the game. Oh, wild pitch! Wild pitch. Series goes to second base. Wild pitch by Sandlin. Not Adam Sandler, but just Sandlin. Oh, a terrible pitch. What kind of pitch was that? Looked like a slider. Oh boy, oh boy. Where's Bob Uecker when you need him? Bob Uecker, just a bit outside. I rest his soul. Bob Uecker was probably like the second most famous figure in the history of baseball, by the way. Here's the pitch to Torrens. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another slider. 1-1. 1-1 to Torrens. Mets are 4-3 to start the year. Hopefully they can get this game. Here's the pitch to Torrens. Pickoff attempt to second. Weak. Didn't try. Man, wouldn't even try. So, of course, please like this video and leave comments in the comment section. See how this game ends. Hopefully with a Mets victory. I'm pretty lucky with these reaction videos last 2 years. Here's the pitch to Torrens. 1-1 pitch. 1-1 pitch. Ball 2. Slider. Pete had a big at bat in the 7th, then he struck out. Oh, no, in the 8th, then he struck out. Can't rely on Pete all the time to get big hits all the time. Brendan had a good pitch to hit. He just missed it. And Winker, he hit a ball. I thought it was going to go out at first. The ball just sort of got darted on the track. That's how it gets to Citi Field. Ball 3, 3-1. Again, Francisco Lindor is up next. So obviously, like Gary just said, he wants to get Torrens out. He does not want to fake because probably what will happen. Well, I don't even know what they're gonna do. He's gonna be taking this pitch. I can guarantee you that. It's gonna fall in. It's gonna fall in. Go, go, go! Here's the throw. Oh, he stopped at third. He stopped him at third. Wow, first and third. I thought he was gonna score him. This is what happens when you're down at the ballpark. You can't see the whole field. Wow. I thought he was going to send them. Let's see this again. He had a terrible. He didn't read that. He read that terrible. Torrens, Siri, read that ball terrible off the bat. He read that terribly off the bat. He should have scored. Excuse me. All right, now they're going to take the pitcher out. They're going to have a pitching change. Have a pitching change right here. So hold on, be back in a second. Yeah, on that play, Siri should have been much more aggressive. I mean, that ball clearly was going to fall in, and he didn't read the bat off the ball at all. Well, so I mean that on that play, he should have scored, or at least been much more aggressive when he hit third base. So. Here's Francisco Lindor. Everybody's singing My Girl. But Lindor has a chance to win the game, and that'll be nice. He had a good game tonight. He went 1 for 3 in the game. Got a double in the first inning and scored the first run in the 8th inning for the Mets. Jeff Hoffman's up, the former closer for the former reliever for the Philadelphia Phillies. So the Mets know him pretty well. Yeah, a terrible play by Siri. He should have scored. I mean, at least he should have gotten the third much more aggressive in that spot. I thought maybe that the coach was holding him up, but no, he just messed that whole thing up. But if you like this kind of stuff, again, please hit the like button and leave comments in the comments section, and of course subscribe. No one else does this, as far as I know. I don't do play-by-play, by the way. I try to keep it very selective. The Blue Jays are going to play the infield in on this spot, and the outfield's going to be in too. So, with one out, you got to do that. We'll see kind of like what Lindor will do here. Here's the pitch. Yeah! That's driven to center. Here comes Siri. And the Mets win. The Mets win 3-2. Lindor with the walk-off. Thank you. Thank you, Francisco. And, of course, Edwin Diaz gets the win in the game. They take the first 2 games in this series. The Mets will have a chance to sweep tomorrow. A wonderful ending to this game. This was a game that was very frustrating to watch. But everybody's anticipating a big year here. And rightfully so. I spent a lot of money the last few years. Now that it's coming together. And on the first pitch, he drove that ball to center field because they know Jeff Hoffman. He's a middle reliever. Why they made him to close it there. Only thing, Jojo Romero's to close it there, right? But this is a good win for the Mets. And, of course, this was not a great offensive night again for the club. But, boy, he drove that ball. That's good. So he had a big night tonight. Went 1 for 3. Got on base 2 times. Drove in the winning run on a sacrifice fly to center field. He never is going to get serious. Never. Very good play. Very good game. Very good ending for the Mets. Especially since they did not play well. They did not hit well up until the 8th inning. They were 0 for 10 with the bases loaded. 0 for 10 with the bases loaded. And but the Mets won the game tonight on a sacrifice fly by Francisco Lindor. And that's the way you should write it. That's the way you should win it. And that's it. But this was a fun game to watch at the end. It was like I said, very frustrating. If you watch this game tonight, it's extremely frustrating because of the fact the Mets offense has been very quiet to start the season. They had 8 hits, but like I said, up until the 8th inning, they did not drive in a run with men on base. They were 0 for 10. Until the triple by Jesse Winker. Jesse went 3 for 4 in this game with 2 triples, a double, and 2 RBIs. And if George Springer basically misplayed that ball in right field. I mean, to be honest with you. At first, it looked like it was going out. I think that fooled him a little bit. I think at first he thought it was going out, and then he completely misplayed the ball. The only thing that saved that ball from being an inside the park home run was that he chased after it. I guess he banged his knee on the fence, and his face for that matter. I think he has a couple marks on his face. It looked like a tic-tac-toe game, I guess, after the 8th inning. But that was the big hit in this game. Was the 2-run triple in the 8th inning, and it's a good win for the Mets, even no matter how early it is. And this is not a good Blue Jays team. I said this yesterday. This is a terrible Blue Jays team. It is an absolutely terrible team, and they're going to finish in last. I mean, if you have Andres Gimenez batting cleanup, folks, you're in trouble. If you can't spread out your hitters to Bichette, Guerrero, and Santander, and then you have Andres Gimenez batting cleanup, you're in deep trouble, folks. I know he has 3 home runs, but he is not a power hitter. And I liked him when he was with the Mets. So I know the player. He is not a home run hitter. You cannot bat him cleanup. Sorry. But this was an excellent win for the Mets, and really, you can't think the entertainment value was very good here tonight. But let me know what you think about this video. What you think about this win. You get to see me do another. I'm very lucky. I've been very lucky doing these videos. I just decided to do a video during the game. This is the 4th or 5th one that I've done here over the last year. The first one I did was on a Mother's Day when Brandon Nimmo hit the walk-off against the Braves. I believe it was the Braves. And after the night after he got hit in the head by a pitch. And also mention again, the crowd was humongous there. But the crowd was very subdued because the weather is lousy here in New York today and lousy tonight. But the crowd went crazy here because the Mets won. They're now 5-3 to start the year. And tomorrow they play, again, the Blue Jays. And then Monday they play in a series, 3-game series. They play the Marlins. And then they go on the road to play the A's, the homeless A's. And they play the Minnesota Twins. So the Twins trip is going to be tough because it's going to be like 5 degrees there. And Sacramento doesn't look bad in terms of the ballpark, but it's a minor league ballpark. So thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.